Hi all. Right, let's get back to the NDA. Remember, we're still carrying out this Uncle Ho event, and it was them that actually played the event, but the VC got to do their 3 free limited ops first. So now the NVA get 3 free limited ops. So, okay. So again, same procedure, we go through, they're either going to rally, march, attack or terror. And it's limited, so they can only do it in one place. So let's see initially. So their first box is up here. Oops. So we've got ambush. Well, they can't ambush because that's a special. And or so troops attack can remove a base or at least 1d6 enemies. Yeah, we were here recently as well, weren't we? And they don't have any troops beside any enemies. Is that right? And they can't do a guerrilla attack. No, yeah. So that can't happen. There's not any. No, just a wee glance across at the map there. We're still. The NVA are still over in Cambodia and Laos, North Vietnam. Just that one guerrilla in Phuc Long here, but he's beside VC, and this only lets you look at troops attack as well. So he's a guerrilla. So okay, so back to what's next. So that's a no. So pass event or operations it goes to. I think we can probably just skip right through this one though, can't we? So that's talking about playing the event and that's talking about passing. So we don't do any of that. So then, because it's just an operation we're trying to do, a limited operation. So terror, right. Well, we haven't looked at this one for them. So can they terror 1d6 plus population at support? Yeah, probably not. Okay, so they either have to have troops or underground NVA in areas that have passive or active support. And that's not the case. They're all in areas with neutral. Even the guerrilla in Phuc Long is in an area where we're neutral. So we can't terror using that. Oh well, actually that's only one. So okay, so moving down. Okay, is a trail less than 2? Or NVA base with less than 2 NVA units. Okay, well, have a look at that. Okay, right, we can see the trail is at 2, so not less than 2. And then, or is there an NVA base with less than 2 NVA units? I don't think that's the case as well. There's 3 bases up there, you can see there's plenty of units supporting them. And the other one is way down here in the Parrot's Beak. And it's got 3 guerrillas with it. So there's no issue there. So the next option is greater than 2d6 NVA guerrillas available, or rally would place a base. So this is to look at still the possibility of rallying, which that's what that was looking at too, by the way, into the rally box. But can't do it that way. Now, guerrillas we've got. Hang on. Right, there's 8 guerrillas available. So is it a 2d6? So greater than 2d6. Give me a sec. Okay, well we'll do this dice roll first before we look at it, because the other bit is about Rally would place a base. So 2d6. What is that? A roll of 2 6-sided dice now exceeds the number of NV gorillas available. So I think we've got to get more than, what did I say? Was it 10? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? No, 8. 8. Let's see what we get. So 6 is not greater than 8, so I don't think that's happening, is it? What does it say? Greater than 6. Oh no, that is right, yeah. Greater than the 2d6 roll, 6. NV gorillas available. No. Hang on, wait till I get this right. I'm reading it in the rules differently to what I'm reading it on the flowchart there. So it's probably just a me thing. That says to me that says on that flowchart greater than 6, which is what we rolled, NVA gorillas available. Right, but I think how I should be reading that is we rolled 6. Is that greater than NVA gorillas available? That's funny how I don't know, maybe that's just me that's reading, that I could read that 2 different ways. I think because there's a limited amount of information written in some of these spots, it's just hard to, you know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's just my Scottish look on things. If any of you did wonder where this strange accent was coming from. Greater than 2d6 NV gorillas available. Greater than 6. I think if I read it in the rules, it says a roll of 2 6-sided dice now exceeds the number of NV gorillas available. Well, we rolled a 6. A 6 does not exceed 8. But I have difficulty just seeing that as the same as what I've just read to you. Okay, however, right. Well, it doesn't look like they're going to, but there is an or here, of course. Or Rally would place a base. So I need to... now I think this is going to be similar to the VC, isn't it? Where you've got to see the first one is place a base where 4 plus non-base NV VC, including 2 plus NV gorillas. Well, I can. Does it count troops as well there for 4 plus non-base? Yeah, I think a base is possibly placed, so I'll look more into that. See how we get on with that. Okay, so I think this can happen. So we're looking for areas where there's 4 plus non-base NVA / VC. And then it's got to also include 2 NVA gorillas, because it's the same again, we're going to remove 2 gorillas to place a base. So we cannot do it here, yeah, because that's not 4 non-base pieces, there's 3 and a base, and then obviously that's guy's on his own. But both Southern Laos and Central Laos, well, both Southern... I'll go up a wee bit and have a look. Yeah, so both Southern Laos and Central Laos have... they have 4 plus non-base NVA pieces. It could involve VC as well, but there's no VC here. So we've got 5, 7, 7 non-base pieces here, and it's the same in centralised. Oops, that's me throwing things on the floor. It's also got to include 2 NVA guerrillas, and both of them have exactly 2 NVA guerrillas. And then also we can consider North Vietnam as well, because it's got 4 non-base pieces as well, and they're all guerrillas, and obviously 2 of them are guerrillas. Right. So that means that Raleigh would place a base. So that's what we're going to do. Right, so I just need to keep in mind, we're going to do this 3 times again, aren't we? And, okay, we done a... No, we didn't. The trail is not less than 2... but mind you, after we've done this, you know what, I'll quickly look through it myself just to make sure, because just things could adjust. Once I've done one, then just looking at that might have changed. You know, could there be a base with less than 2 NVA units? Well, no, probably not actually, because it's only going to take the guerrillas away. There's plenty of troops, isn't there? Okay, right, let's just deal with this bit first, Grant. So over at Raleigh, now it says in up to 3 non-support spaces. Well, we're only allowed to target 1 space anyway, again, because it's limited. Limited Raleigh. Yeah, and this would cost 1 resource for that 1 space, but... Oh, but +2 to improve the trail. Now, I did read about this, because I think... yeah, I think I can improve the trail as well. However, that could maybe be one of the things that doesn't become free. Right, we'll get to that anyway. So we're going to pick 1 non-support space. Well, the 3 spaces that I've looked at, North Vietnam, Central Laos, Southern Laos, are all neutral. So that's fine. So a place where 4+ non-base guerrilla, +2 guerrillas, yeah. So yeah, it's going to be 1 of the 3 spaces. There's nothing else here telling us. Whoops, sorry, I'm not showing you that. I'm still... Right, let's try that again. And up to 3 non-support spaces. We've only got 1, but they're all unsupported. The 3 spaces that we're looking at, we can only pick 1 of them. And then we've agreed that there is 4+ non-base NVA pieces, including 2+ guerrillas. So we're going to place a base in 1 of them. But that's as far as we get, because it doesn't tie break down. So I'll just double check before, and then we'll randomise between the 3, I believe. Yeah, I can't see anything else that tells us, so we're just going to have to randomise between these 3. So 1, 2 North Vietnam, 3, 4 Central Laos, 5, 6 for Southern Laos. I'll just roll it off camera. So we've got a 1. So that's going to be North Vietnam. It would be right up the top. So what we're going to do is, now if we'd had active guerrillas, they would be taken away first, obviously, which makes sense. So it just says, where are we? Place an NVA base, replacing 2 guerrillas, removing active first, wherever there is at least 4 NVA or VC guerrillas or troops, including 2 NVA guerrillas. So these 2 are going to go away. Actually, let's put 2 more guerrillas in there, so that could be relevant too. And then we place another base in North Vietnam. So that gets the same score, and that's another base. Oh, so that goes along. That moves them up to 5. Yeah, it says NVA plus bases. Oh yeah, it's NVA control, isn't it? But I don't think they don't score for these, because these are all 0 population. where they've got control. So I think the only points they're getting is because of the bases that they've got out just now. Yeah, they've got 5 bases out, so that's where they're getting their score from just now. Obviously, once they take control of some of the populated areas in South Vietnam, that's their plan, then they'll start moving up a bit. Okay, so that's our first rally. Now let's check this, improve the trail bit though. Okay, so yeah, so we can improve the trail, however, it is one of the ones that costs. Going back, looking under operation 3.1.2, free operations. Certain events grant free operations or special activities, which is what we're getting. We're getting 3 free limited operations. They cost no resources, and if executed by a faction other than the one playing an event, do not affect its eligibility. So that's where, yeah, you know how we done the VC got to play 3 free limited operations. Their eligibility, it doesn't mean that they're now they're actually sitting in the ineligible box anyway. But if they weren't, they would still be. If they were still eligible, they would still be able to do something themselves as well. Right, where was I? And then we've got exceptions here. So pacification, agitation, and trail improvement still cost resources even if part of a free operation. Other requirements and procedures still apply unless modified by event text. Okay, so we can improve the trail, but we need to pay for it. So there's a couple of conditions to the bot doing it, isn't there? Where are we? What were we doing? We rallied, that's right. Right, after playing any pieces, pay to improve the trail, if possible. Unless the NBA already have fewer than 3 resources, well they've got, well they do only have 5 resources, but that's not fewer than 3, okay? Or unless the trail is already at 3. Well, the trail's at 2, as you can see there. Unless the trail is already at 3. And NBA have fewer than 9 resources. Right, okay, so none of them are applying, so we are going to improve the trail. And so does it cost 2 then? Where's it telling me? I'll tell you on the player aid grant. Rally. Then if desire, pay 2 resources to improve the trail by 1 box. Okay, so this first rally that we're doing, first limited op, we've done a rally and we can now pay 2 resources. So that's us down to 3 now to improve the trail up to 3. Okay, good stuff. So that's now just the first one. So we need to now look at the second limited op. Right, so should be able to move through this a bit quicker. So there's no attack still. And there's no terror. There's nowhere anywhere with support. The trail is not less than 2. However, oh no, I think this one's alright as well. I think we're still going to jump into rally anyway because we can still place another base, can't we? However, let's look at this one. Trail is less than 2, well it's not. Or NVA base with less than 2 NVA units. No, that's not the case as well. Because the one that with North Vietnam still has 2 units protecting, well, 2 NVA bases. So now we're down to this one with the bit that was baffling me how to roll. But however, I'm not even going to bother rolling this time because rally would place a base. As we already know, Central Laos and Southern Laos still have that option. And I get the feeling that they're going to do this one in Central Laos and then, well, we're going to do them both over the next 2, I think. Pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Okay, so It's not March, it's Rally, right. So place bases where 4+, including 2 NBA guerrillas. So yeah, so North Vietnam's out now, but Central Laos and Southern Laos are still possible options. So there we are. So we'll say 1, 2, 3 Central Laos. Yeah, because it's not, that's as far as we can go there. 1, 2, 3 Central Laos, 4, 5, 6 Southern Laos. We get a 4, so Southern Laos, I'm going to place a base there. So these 2 guerrillas are coming away. And we're placing another base. And their score is going to go up to 6. Yeah. Okay, and then, so again, improve the trail. If the NBA resources are greater than 8, I'm just looking at the flow chart here, see if it's easy enough for me to grasp. Oh, hang on, I'll show you. So it says, improve the trail if NBA resources are greater than 8. Well, that's not, we're at 3. Or if trail is less than 3, and NBA resources are greater than 2. Well, it's not less than 3 as well, so I don't think we are going to this time, are we? Yeah, I'm still... I guess it's all this greater than and less than, it's that throwing me. The rule, it says, after placing any pieces, pay to improve the trail, if possible. Unless the NVA already have fewer than 3 resources, well, they've got 3, so that's okay. Or unless the trail is already at 3 and NVA have fewer than 9 resources. So that's correct. Then the trail is at 3 and they have fewer than 9 resources. Okay, so we're not going to improve it then. Okay, yeah, so third free limited op, well, we can't attack, we can't terror still, and we can still place a base to rally in Central Laos, so yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. So it's going to be nice and quick. Yeah, so Central Laos, same as Southern Laos, I'm going to move 2 guerrillas away and grab another base, and that gives them another point up to 7. Let's make sure that's in there. And then we've got the same situation with the trail. It's already at 3 and we have less than 9 resources, so it's not going to move up. Okay. Okay, I think that's Uncle Ho done his thing, and that was quite a thing he done. Yeah, it was pretty good, I think, for the VC and NBA. Yeah, it might have been a wee bit better if they'd done things different, because it was like just done the same thing, didn't they? Well, the VC marched onto some line of communications, and then the NBA rallied, getting the extra bases. So, yeah. Okay, right, I'm going to probably just cut the video there, just to separate them up a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to, because it's us next. And we're going to get a full op and special, because the NDA played the event. But I'll cut the video here, and well, like I say, hopefully this won't be the end of the video. I don't like when they start getting too long, you know, once they start getting over an hour and a half. I think it's a bit much, but well, if I stop blethering and just cut it now, we'll maybe get there. Eh? Okay, cheers. Hi all. Right, on to the US turn, so I get to have a shot and wonder what the heck I'm going to do. I've had a wee look here just before I started recording about what I might be thinking. So yeah, I've got a plan, whether it's a good plan or not. Anyway, so we go in here and we get the chance of an op, and I may add a special activity. So I'm pretty sure we're going to do that. Now the event already got played. Yeah, that's right. That's they done the event, didn't they? Just try to think back to anything that went that I missed. Oh yeah, there was one thing I wanted to mention that I hadn't picked up on. What was it again? Hang on. Yeah, it was regarding one of the NVA's free limited ops when they rallied 3 times, didn't they? Where did they rally? Yeah, they rallied to place bases, didn't they? In North Vietnam, Central Laos, and Southern Laos. There is only 3 pieces here, but it does state that for a rally, it says place base where 4. Right. Okay, there is only 3 pieces here, but I didn't really think about it at the time, and let's just say this guy, he's on this LOC, but if he was in here, there would be 4 non-base pieces, and then, I think the thing that puts me off is it's the NVA we're talking about here, but it does state, place a base where there's 4 plus non-base NVA/VC, and then including 2 NVA guerrillas. Oh, okay, right, okay. So it wouldn't have worked. It would have had to been, this guy would have had to be in an NBA and in there. But that could have happened. The VC count for that, shall we say. And then we would end up, because there's only 1 base in that province, we would have ended up with an NBA base as well as a VC base. So pretty sure that works. Anyway, when I was looking over the video, I realised that I noticed I couldn't have done it, but I maybe didn't think about it. So it's something you've got to keep in mind as well, that you've got to look at the VC pieces as well. Okay, so I think that was all. I think that was the only thing I can think about that came up. Everything else looked like it went to plan, but again, I'm not getting any feedback saying things are going wrong. Nothing saying that things are going right, but that's new news. No news is always good news, isn't it? So if you don't hear anything, then you generally think that it's going right. But I feel like maybe some people might start watching it and maybe have a better. I wonder if there's many of you out there that actually play this like this with the bots. Like I've went over already a couple of times. I can understand maybe why you don't, because they are really complex. I did watch Aaron. I've not watched all your videos yet, Aaron. I will get around to it, because I've got the Truang expansion myself. I haven't looked in it. I've not even opened it up yet, because I thought I'd try and do it this way first. But he came to his conclusion. I think it was a whole 48 episodes he done. So he was at it for a while. So I watched his conclusion episode, because I'm on like part 5 or 6 or something like that. So I thought, I'd be curious to know what his conclusion, what his views were off the bot rather than this bot. And it was interesting to hear him talk about he couldn't get his head round the bots within the base game are really hard work and really heavy going and whatever. So I was interested to hear that, and his final conclusion was that the Truang expansion is really good, far easier to work with than the bots in the main game, the base game. So yeah, maybe I wish I'd seen that conclusion before I started. But however, he's put a playthrough of 48 videos going back a period of about 6 months, I think he said. So good on him for that. Maybe I can do something similar with us. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I could see myself keeping going anyway. So I've also started up on my other table. I was thinking about setting up one of the D-Day games. Like I say, I've not that long finished Enemy Action Ardennes. I'm big fan of John Butterfield games. Got all the DD games. So I thought, where to start? DD at Omaha Beach. So I'm going to make a re-recording of that as well. I think, although the first one didn't. Yeah, I wasn't impressed. I thought I almost scrapped it and thought maybe that's not the way I want to go. But anyway, that's a different game, and that's not why you're watching this video, if you're watching it. Okay, yeah. So interesting to hear Aaron's thoughts on the Truan bot. So I definitely want to get that going, and yeah. Okay, well, let's get on with what we're doing here. So yeah, my thinking had been to do, now again, I've no idea about the strategies of this, so no, there's no point in me keeping going over that. I've already said it, so let's kind of see what I'm thinking. I mean, I'm not really looking at the map. Well, I'm a little bit. I'll show you where. Okay, so I'm thinking about doing this advise. It looks a wee bit complicated because you get the option to either sweep or assault or activate underground rangers to irregulars to remove things. So there's a lot of options there, but it can be accompanied by train. So I thought train and advise would be quite good looking. And the only real thoughts I had, strategy wise, not really strategy wise, was, well, the VC didn't do anything about protecting this base here. And this base has got 2 active guerrillas beside it. So I thought maybe try and this is the Highlands areas, isn't it? So I thought possibly take advantage of that and maybe try and do something with that if I can work out how that advise, because you can't advise in the spaces that you've selected for training. So my guess is, I can't put units in here and then all of a sudden advise. So that obviously it's to stop you. That would be probably too powerful. Yeah, that's where it places the irregulars, and then if you wanted to do activate the irregulars, you're not going to be able to do it in the same space. Well, yeah, I see. However, this irregular here, there's an irregular here. Now, there is also one here as well, but my thinking is just looking at, I could activate this to remove this base. That's what it looks like I can do, but... So, I think I'll do that, but I'll just have a wee look and study what I'm going to do with the train as well, so... Yeah. Okay, I'll pause the camera and have a ponder on things. Okay, I've just seen something that might stop me. The ARVN have only got 3 resources left. However, and then when I first looked at this, I've got 3 ARVN resources it costs per location that you pick. However, that's just where ARVN are placed. So it probably means I'm not placing any ARVN forces, but I'm assuming that I can just place the irregulars, so I don't get to place any troops. Not sure I want to be placing troops anyway though. 1 or 2 rangers. Yeah, but if I pick any ARVN pieces, then it's going to cost me. But the US pieces are obviously not going to cost me. Okay, so I think that's what we're going to be doing. It was all looking good until I get to pacify at the end of this as well. But each pacification costs 3 resources, and there's only 3 he's only got 3 resources. I'm guessing there's no way of me being able to get more resources for the ARVN, is there? No, I don't. In fact, I don't think that happens at all until the coup, I think, when you go into that procedure, the resources part of that. Okay. Well, I could use the last 3 resources, I suppose, to pacify once. It says if Saigon up to 3 patronage to ARVN resources. Up to 3 patronage to ARVN. Oh, hang on then. Ah, yeah, it says. I think this is when I'm pacifying. If I pacify in Saigon, then you transfer up to 3 patronage to ARVN resources. That sounds rather strange because that's the ARVN. Patronage would mean they're going down 3 points to get 3 resources. But it kind of looks like I could like do that, gain another 3 resources and pacify somebody else. And use up all 6 resources and knock their patronage down. I wouldn't mind doing it in Saigon though, because that's the one that's got 6 population and it's at passive support and there's no terror there, so it would just be 1 shift and that would gain me 6 support, which sounds pretty good. Okay. Okay, I'm reading that slightly wrong, aren't I? It says then in up to 1 coin controlled train space, may pay to pacify 1 or 2 levels, or if Saigon, up to 3 patronage to ARVN resources. I see. So yeah, I mean Saigon's obviously, it's good for me to like bump that support up. So it wouldn't actually cost you 3 to do it in Saigon, it would just transfer 3 patronage to give another 3, so they would end up with 6. And I can only do it in up to 1 coin controlled train space. Okay. Alright, I'm jumping across to look at advise there again. I'm also seeing that this activate an underground ranger or a regular to remove 2 enemy pieces. And I kind of just assumed that the guerrillas would have to be active, but in the rules it mentions that tunnel bases may not be removed, but in brackets it's got underground guerrillas may. So I'm assuming that doesn't have to be active, which, okay, makes me have a look again. Well, I've got 3 irregulars on the board, and obviously if I train, I can't then advise where I put the irregular, so I can see how that makes sense now. That would be too powerful. So I've got 1 here. So the temptations to advise here to get rid of that base. I do get to remove 2 pieces, only 1. Does that feel like a waste? I don't know. I've got 1 here and I thought, well, that's great. I've got 2 active guerrillas there. He'll take away 2 of them. But like I've just found out, they don't need to be active. And then the other one is in Quang Tri up there. Same situation. They're both active guerrillas. So I'm wondering if that's a waste. But I can't put any of the irregulars into a space and then do the advise. Right. Okay. Okay, let's just get on with this. Right, I'm going to do this train. I think I'm going to do that first. And also just notice that it's a city or province. It's got to have US pieces in it. So that is something. However, Saigon was going to be one of my thoughts. Right, so I can do it in any... I've got 3 irregulars, and it can be placed 1 to 2 irregulars, or if a US base... Well, we're not placing Rangers or ARVN cubes. Well, mind you, we're going to have 3 resources to play with, actually. So should we... Oh, no, you know what? I'm just going to stick to the US side of things. They've not got many cubes. They've only got 4 police and a troop left that's available. So, right. I'm gonna train, and I'm gonna make some target destinations where I'm going to train. Okay, so I think I'm going to go in Saigon, and of course I require to have US pieces. And the next part of it, it means it needs to be coin controlled as well, which is the bit that lets me pacify. Yeah, it needs to be pacifying coin control, right? Okay. I'm looking for 3.2.1. Right. Okay, so I'm going to do it there, and there's no limit. But, well, the limit is that I've got 3 irregulars, so my thinking was in 3 places. So I'm going to do it 1 there. Well, I think that's a pretty good place to do it as well, because, well, 2 reasons. One, I'm going to gain coin control there, because I'm going to get an extra piece. Which, okay, I suppose is mainly beneficial to the ARVN, but like I've just said, I couldn't have used that pacify unless it's a coin controlled space. So the other reason, if I was to be able to do that, activate that advise in there, or say next time I get the chance, there's only 2 pieces in there, so I'd be able to activate that irregular and take out both that gorilla and base. So that sounds like a good idea. And obviously there's US pieces in there, so right, and I've got 1 more that I could go to. Okay, I think I'm going to go for Coin up here. Now, there's already an irregular in there, but having 2 of them, activating 2 of them would take out 4 pieces, wouldn't it? Can you do that? Well, mind you, the procedure says activate an underground ranger or a regular to remove 2 enemy pieces. I'm not sure if that means you can do that twice then. Right, if you can't, maybe that's not the best idea. Yeah, you do get to, in the rules it specifically says 1. So, well, the only other options I've got, because my thinking is I'm going to do the advise in the 2 Highland spaces, so I don't want to train on them. So the only other 2 places I've got are the 2 cities, Kontum and Da Nang. And I thought about Da Nang because there is an underground gorilla in there. Just felt like it was kind of covered with other things, but of course I could just not train with the last one and leave it in the. Maybe that's. Oh, this I could place 1 to 2. Ooh. Actually, if I placed them both in there, that would. It's gaining coin control, but I feel like maybe the irregulars should be spread out a bit. They don't need to be all in the one place. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for the 2. I don't know. Like I say, because of my lack of knowledge of the game, I'm not sure you're probably all shouting, no, place them all out, because that's what you should be doing. Right, so we'll just go for 2. That means we'll leave 1 irregular. Well, of course, unless we. No, I'm not going to put 2 in one of the spots. Right, so that's the first part of the train. So first, place 1 to 2 irregulars. Right, okay, so I'm going to place 1 irregular in here and 1 in Saigon. Sorry, that's right over the camera there. Right, 1 irregular in Saigon. Now nothing changed there, however, like I said, where's it done it? Yeah, Quang Tin. Because we now have 3 pieces there and VC only have 2, we get coin control there, which gives the ARVN another, it was a population of 2 that as well, so they get 2 more points. Okay, so, and then going back to the flow chart, then an up to 1 coin controlled drain space. So yeah, I imagine that becomes coin control, because that wasn't coin control before, but I'm assuming as soon as a regular goes in there, we get coin control. And then, so just if I did want to do it in Quang Tin, I don't think so. I think I should take the advantage of doing it in Saigon though. I mean, I know it does, what it's going to do is transfer 3 patronage and give the ARVN another 3 resources. They're meant to be we're meant to be a team, kinda. So, and we're taking the patronage away for them, which is part of their score as well. So there's a plus and a minus to it. So, pay to pacify 1 or 2 levels. Yeah, and I'd only be able to do it 1 level if I was to pacify, because I've only got 3 ARVN resources. Right, so we're going to do it in Saigon. Right, well, I think I'm reading it right. So, we would normally pay to pacify, but because this is Saigon, we're going to transfer patronage to ARVN resources. So, and I'm assuming it's just 1 for 1. It says transfer up to 3 patronage to ARVN resources. Oh, right, I might have to look at this. Well, no, I better look at it first. Okay, I've been away for a while. Also having a look at that. Transfer up to 3 patronage to ARVN resources. People talk about just 3. I mean, I think what it comes down to, you can do as much as you want. So I could take down patronage by 1, give them 1 resource, or take it down by 2, give them 2, or take it down by the full 3 and give them 3. I think that's what that means. Yeah, and there's no payment. So, well, I'm just going to do it by the 3. But again, if somebody watching this can confirm that, what I'm thinking, because the only bits I was reading was really, it wasn't quite, there was nowhere there to say, sorry, I'm trying to find a bigger picture here, there we go, to say, why, what it meant by up to 3, but that's all I can think. Again, maybe I'm overthinking things here, right? So we're going to move patronage down by 3. So 1, 2, 3, down to 35. And that's going to give them 3 resources. So we're going to move up to 6. Leave that one at 3. Up to 6 resources. And then that's us up to active support in Saigon. Now, did we move our score for that as well? Don't think we did we? Yeah, I wasn't sure if I'd bumped up or not. I'm pretty sure I hadn't. And now I'm like looking at the... Oh, by the way, I don't think this should be here. That's only when you're playing the US as a bot, isn't it? I think that had still been left there when I was doing the sort of playthrough examples. So I'm showing on 40 points there. That's support and availability, available forces. Now, available forces are 21. That's the highest number showing. Or the lowest number that, right, yeah, I've got 21 available. And then the support comes from there's 2 for Quantum, 2 times 1. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and then further down we've got, right, I'll catch some of the glare there for that light. That's 6, and locks another 1, 7. Now Saigon will be 12 now. That's right, so 19. That's another. Sorry, this isn't the best way to show this, is it? Yeah, that light doesn't work so well for me coming in at that angle. I also noticed, because I'm playing my last video recording was just counters, but now you've got cubes. There's a bit of a you're getting a bit of a shadow because they're a bit taller, and the light's down low. I mean, obviously, if the light was up higher, it would be better, but there's nothing professional going on here. It's all just messing about. Right, that's me completely lost my count. So I'll just count for the top down again. We've got 2 times in Contune. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll leave Saigon to last. That's 7, 8, 9, and that's 2 for that, 11. So 11 plus 21 is 32, and then if they had 6 for this, it'd be 38, but I've got myself shown at 40. So 32 plus 12 is 44, so I think that's what we should be at, 44. I had myself shown at 40 though, so I assume something got knocked down or I forgot about it. So I think I'm at 44. I suppose you can always check this. I mean, when it comes to the coup round and you want to maybe just double check, or if there's any other, there was the bot wanted to know how many, if I had 45 points or something like that, I was going to, if it needs to know that, I'll just double check it again. But I thought it was on top of things there, but like I say, I don't think any other troops got put out, did they? No, because they don't. I don't think there was no event that put troops out. Maybe was there? Don't think so. No, I must just counting something wrong, or some supports got knocked away. So there's maybe 2 points of support I got knocked away, and I didn't mark it down. So anyway, like I say, we can double check. Okay, so that's a train done. So we done the two train spaces. Put our guerrillas out there. We gain coin control of Quang Tin up the top, because we've got 3 pieces over there too. And then we did our pacify, and it wasn't a paid pacify because it was in Saigon. We transferred 3 patronage to 3. I mean, I guess people were just doing it for 3 because it's probably what you should be doing. It's probably worthy of knocking their patronage down to give them 3 resources. Bear in mind, we can actually use their resources too. And in fact, we've still got that special activity to come, so there might be something there that costs resources that we can use. Don't think there is, but you never know. Right, so let's have a look at advise now. So here we go, advise. Purpose, strike with indigenous forces, add aid. Aid, I think, is more for the ARVN. You know what, I'm just guessing when I start saying things like that. So accompanying up, train or patrol. So we've done a train, so that works. So we've got 1 or 2 spaces not selected for training. So we can't pick Saigon or Quang Tin, but they're both marked for a train anyway. And then in each of the 1 or 2 spaces we can sweep in place or assault with ARVN, costing us 0, or activate an underground ranger or irregular to remove 2 enemy pieces. Bases last, no tunnels. Then if desired, +6 aid. So this is a if desired bit, so I'm not sure. I'll need to maybe find out more about aid before I decide if it. Okay, so let's pick our 2 spaces. I just want to check about the sweep. Yeah, I didn't really look about them. We done sweep the last time though, didn't we? Right, I'll have a look. Okay, I didn't really look much into that. I think I just got focused on the irregulars removing 2 enemy pieces, but well, we could pick 2 spaces and do 1, and then 1 in one space and 1 in the other. Anyway, it's a sweep or an assault, but it's an ARVN sweep or assault, but it's free. So let's just look at what they do. The sweep and assault. Okay, I need to learn more about this game, clearly. I need to learn more about what all these things are doing. Because this assault looks really good as well. In each space, remove 1 active enemy piece. Although that does say active enemy piece. Per 2 ARVN troops in jungle or lowland, or 3 ARVN troops in highland. And it says, and any 2 ARVN cubes, so that can include the police as well, and city or LOC. Plus 6 to aid per base removed. Well, it's just that, like, looking right there where I was thinking about doing there's an irregular here, I can remove 2 things. Well, I think that base could be assaulted because we've got 2 ARVN troops. Now, hang on. Yeah, well, we've got 3. It's because this is a Highlands base. There's 3 ARVN troops there, so that would remove that without even activating that guerrilla. So that probably makes more sense, doesn't it? Because we were going to have to activate him, weren't we? Or activate an underground ranger or a regular. Yeah, so my guess is we're better keeping him underground and doing that. Okay. And then the sweep bit for the ARVN gets them moving pieces. Move any ARVN troops if desired onto adjacent insurgent free LCs, then into adjacent spaces, then activate 1 enemy guerrilla per ARVN cube or ranger there, or in jungle 1 for every 2. Oh, there's a lot to be thought about in this game, isn't there? Yeah. Yeah, you need a few plays of this game to start understanding things, I suppose. Possibly it might have been better made just, I think I mentioned I had thought about just playing 4 bots and just to see how the bots play and that, but on saying that, I do want to learn it myself, and I need to know what, because the bots will sometimes do things procedurally whereas I'm getting options here. The bots will be restricted to do this, do that, and only do this by so much. So yeah, we probably should have some decisions to be making ourselves. Okay, well, mate 1 Grant. And just looking back on that, you can't actually move because this sweep that you're getting from the advise, it says sweep within the space with ARVN forces, as if an ARVN sweep they are without movement. So we can't actually do the move. So, which is fine for what I was looking at. I was looking at play Q where the troops are already ready. Oh no, I was talking about assault, wasn't I? Yeah, okay. So this is just going to expose guerrillas, isn't it? Ah, okay. I'm getting it. I'm getting there, right. And that also right, okay. I was thinking about hang on, I'll show you. Well, although I've just mentioned the fact that these 3 troops could take out this base, that's fair enough. But I actually considered, which would have been wrong, was there's 2. Well, it says when you're assaulting in a city, any 2 ARVN cubes. So there's actually 4 ARVN cubes, but that guerrilla is not active, and it does specify remove 1 active enemy piece. So I wouldn't be able to do that there. So that's the difference between the regulars being able to Yeah, okay. Right, well, I'm going to select... Yeah, I'm going to select play coup, I guess. And I'm going to do it with that assault, I think, which makes more sense. And then, well, you know what? I think we'll stick with our original plan. So we'll benefit slightly though. One of our regulars won't. So we'll put bin din as well. So we're going to do the assault option here. Let's make sure I'm getting this right. Each space, so 1 or 2 spaces not selected for training. None of them were, right. Sweep in place or assault with ARVN, cost 0, or activate an underground ranger or irregular to remove 2 enemy PCs, basically last no tunnels. Then if desired add 6 aid. So I'm going to assault in here. I've got 3 troops. That base is going away. So that goes and that knocks them down by a base, doesn't it? Yeah, so they go down from 24 to 23. And the other one, we're going to actually do we're going to activate an irregular to remove 2 enemy PCs. Bases last, no tunnels. Yeah, it's just a shame that there's I think, in hindsight now, I wish I'd maybe put... That wouldn't have mattered, would it? Okay, never mind. Let's go with this so we can get moving. So we activate that irregular, and we're going to take these 2 guerrillas away. It's just annoying that they're active and they didn't need to be active for us to remove them, I suppose. But that leaves another base vulnerable as well, I suppose. So now we also gain coin control of bin din. Because we've got 2 PCs, they've only got 1. So that ups the coin score by another 2 up to 37. And that's our 2 spaces. So it says then if desired +6 to aid. I'm not sure the power aid. You know what? I'm just going to do it. It's got to be something that's good, surely. So 25-31. Well, we'll find out. It's just to get moving on rather than me start hunting out what aid's going to do and whether it comes into it in the coup round. It probably happens in the coup round where we find out about casualty and aid. Yeah, I'm not going to look at it. Okay, so I think that's it. That's us done our train and advise. Yeah, I think that's everything. I'll look back on things and hopefully sort of, if I see anything wrong, try and fix it. So I'll take these cubes away. Nothing else changed there, it was just that coin control there. Right, okay. So that's us now finished with Uncle Ho. So we can take him away. Discard it. And then this becomes the next card. And then our next card is Tribesman. So there we go. And not the greatest angle I know. So the ARVN and the BC become the eligible factions, and the US and NV are going to be ineligible for the next card. Okay. Right, well, hopefully everything went right there. As usual, not terribly confident about it all, but again, until somebody tells me otherwise, I just need to go where you've got it right, Grant. Okay, right, I'm going to cut this now, and I'll be able to upload the next video and we'll get back with Green Berets next card play. Okay guys, cheers.